The year is 1864. The American Civil War has been going on for 4 years now. The nation still remains divided. The end of Lincoln's presidency looms ever closer. People demand an end to the bloodshed. One of the major factors that tend to get overlooked when it comes to the South's surrender in the Civil War is Sherman's famous March to the Sea, a campaign led by Union General William Tecumseh Sherman. The goal was to deliver a decisive blow to the South once and for all. Sherman, adopting a scorched earth policy, intended to destroy all the South's important infrastructure, stretching all the way to Savannah, Georgia. The greatest of these targets, a city named Atlanta. Known as the gateway to the South, it was an important strategic railroad hub to the Deep South. However, he was met by Confederate General Joseph E. Johnston, whose main objective was to launch a counteroffensive against Sherman. But Sherman was able to outflank Johnston at every turn, eventually pushing him back to a defensive line that stretched from Kennesaw Mountain to Cheatham Hill. On June 19th, both armies settled around the area of Kennesaw Mountain and were stuck in a deadly stalemate. In the pre-dawn hours of June 24th, Sherman ordered a full assault on Kennesaw Mountain, known as Special Order 28, to be held on June 27th at 8 a.m. It was a full frontal assault. The goal was to puncture a hole through the Confederates' defenses. The battle would be held in various points like Pigeon Hill or Little Kennesaw, but the main attack will be held a couple of miles south, in an area where Sherman deemed the weakest. However, it ended up being the most deadly and would bring many controversies to Sherman later on in his campaign. This area is called the Dead Angle. The Dead Angle, also known as the Dead Elbow or the Bloody Angle, is located at Cheatham Hill. It was an area where the Confederate line made a sharp turn, creating an angle. This area was the target to the largest Federal assault, composed of 5 Federal brigades, all led by General Benjamin Franklin Chenham and Patrick Cleburne. On the day of the battle, the Union departed toward Cheatham Hill. Shortly before the battle, Colonel Dan McCook recited a poem from Horatius by Thomas Macaulay. It goes as follows: To every man upon this earth death cometh sooner or later. And how can man die better than facing fearful odds for the ashes of his fathers and the temple of his gods? Before 9 a.m., the battle began. To even break the line, the Union had to run uphill to the Confederate earthworks, only to be met by a barrage of shrapnel. Some fell, while others made it to the earthworks and positioned themselves right underneath. Away from the Confederate sight. Colonel Dan McCook was one of these. According to accounts from those who were there, he reportedly jumped on top of the parapet and demanded the Confederate surrender. However, sadly, he was shot.